Up next on End of the Day Beer Review, we're going to be looking at Deep Terra. This is a double IPA coming in at 8.2% ABV by DrownedLands, and they're out of New York. Let's go check it out. Hi, it's Rich. Welcome back to End of the Day Beer Review, and today we are looking at a very confusing can. I have done this intro and the start of this probably 3 times. This is called Deep Terra. It's a double IPA coming in at 8.2% ABV, and it's by a brewery or brewing company called DrownedLands, but there's no other information on the can other than it does say brewed and canned in Warwick, New York. Now, I don't know where Warwick, New York is, so I can't even say that. You know, if it's nice or not, but it does say DrownedLands.beer down on the bottom here, which, I mean, pause if you want to grab that, I guess. So this is a double IPA, which I've been dabbling with more of the double IPAs because, quite honestly, they're pretty good. They're not as bitter to me, that sort of back-end hoppiness that I don't particularly care for in beer. So let's give this one a try. I am using my trusty Big Sur glass, which is actually my favorite glass for the IPAs. For some reason, I think it's because of the green print on it. It really brings out the IPA's color on the camera. So this one is... my pour doesn't suck. Pouring like a light yellow. This actually looks like a pineapple soda almost as it pours. Very light pour, you can see there. Definitely cloudy. Not a tremendous amount of head, maybe a fingertip worth. And ooh, a lot of pine on this. And that sort of citrus hoppiness, leaning to me more towards like grapefruits and like a sweet lemon than the normal like grapefruit that I get on most IPAs. It's a very enjoyable, fruit-filled type of nose. Yeah, it's very nice. All right, let's give it a taste. You know, there's a certain breadiness to this. It almost tastes like a wheat beer on the start. And then you get sort of a citrus burst mid-tongue. And that citrus burst really is a little surprising. I was expecting, you know, pineapple and lemon. But what I got more was sort of like just orange, you know, like right there in the middle of it all. The carbonation is nice. The flavor is very nice. The bitterness on the back of the tongue is pronounced initially, but then really fades fast and does not seem to be sort of that cumulative flavor that you sometimes get with this. Yeah, that's very nice. You know, this is a very approachable beer, and I'll tell you something, coming in at 8.2% ABV, which is relatively high. I'm not getting a tremendous amount of alcohol. Now, I'm definitely feeling a little burn in my stomach, but it's not the overwhelming burn that you would expect from something, you know, with a higher level ABV like that. There's a nice warming there. I had another beer a while ago. It was one of the Equilibrium ones, excuse me, and that was warming. This is sort of hot in the belly. So it doesn't exactly hide the alcohol, but the alcohol isn't the dominating trait. There's no burn in the throat. It's just that sort of belly warming or belly heat. Again, initially it tastes sort of like a wheat beer, and then the fruit just sort of like bursts on the tongue as it goes down. And there is that bitterness, but it's not it's not an unpleasant bitterness, and it fades quick enough that, you know, what's left, you know, sort of on your palate is the sort of citrus fruit that's there. So, you know, like, this is actually pretty good. Now, I have to say, I think I've had one other thing by DrownedLands, and I'm pretty sure I got this for about $5 at the Chico's up in Larchmont. Not an advertisement, they have a good beer selection. So again, I'm pretty sure we've had DrownedLands on the channel before, but I mean, it is a New York brewery. It says DrownedLands.beer, and that's it down on the bottom. So if you want to check it out, if I recall, the last one that we actually looked at was also reasonably good. So, you know, might be a company I want to check out in a little more detail. This one I think was quite good, and I would definitely get it again. All right, I'm going to sit back, enjoy the rest of this, and I'll see you next time on End of the Day Beer Review. Cheers.